Okay, next we're going to bring up Gordon. Welcome, Gordon. This is not Gordon's first case study. Gordon usually comes with a fan club, so just be prepared.
The answer is yes, I do cut my own hair.
Okay, Gordon, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, I've been a technician since about the 1980s. I started out in teletype and went into telecommunications and ultimately into IT. About 6 months ago, got laid off, and now I guess I'm actually retired, but I retired myself from a corporate job through real estate probably about a year or two ago.
Okay, and tell us why you got into real estate.
Well, it's been something I've been interested in doing for a long time. I was in college in Northwest Indiana, right outside of Gary, and I started seeing all these really nice houses boarded up. And I talked to someone, and they told me they owned several houses, and I was thinking about doing it, but never could find a way to do it. Not until coming to Lifestyles did I find somebody that could really show me a roadmap how to do it.
Okay, great. And so we're going to talk a little bit about your houses. And just to get started, so this is your, I think, 7th or 8th house. But how much of this work did you do, unlike Michael?
I did not do anything.
Okay, that's the right answer. Good answer. Okay, so we can see the before and after. So this is the exterior. This was a hoarder house.
This was a beautiful hoarder house.
Yeah, so
It smelled like money.
Wow, look at that.
I wish I had the kitchen before without the after. You wouldn't even know that's a kitchen.
Yes.
And that's what he turns it into.
Whenever I got the bid, I met the contractor. He literally had to walk on top of that, which was several feet of trash, and he said he lost his shoe.
That's, believe it or not, that's the same fireplace. Back in that corner is the living room, is the fireplace. It's piled this high, and I've seen some of those houses. I didn't see this particular one, but I've seen some of those houses, and they are, scary walking into one of those properties, but that's the end result. And did I have another one there? Okay.
You went right by it. Do you see the fireplace?
Yeah.
All right.
Okay. All right, so let's get the numbers on this one. Now, this is this property has a after repaired value of $235. You bought it again 50 cents on the dollar. This one had a bigger rehab, $60,000, and so the equity capture was $57,000, and this one was $33,000 out of pocket. Cash flow is a little low, but your equity capture is pretty high on this one, and so you have 173% return on equity on this property. And in cash, a lot lower cash flow in the last year or so is because of the higher interest rates.
Yes, and we actually, this was a little bit of an unusual situation where we went under contract in 1 year, which I believe it was in November, and there were some issues with a lot of the properties that we buy. They're off market, and there's problems with title and things like this, and there were issues here that were not cleared up when I went under contract. So we actually didn't get to close on it for like another 6 months. And with how things have been going with interest rates, it significantly changed in that short period of time.
Yeah, okay. Okay, so let's look at your portfolio. So again, this is, I think, 8 properties, and you have 2 of them currently up for sale because we're going to talk about what your goals are, but you're ready to move some of this money. So you have, which ones are for sale? You have $200,000 of equity you're about to pull out and get reinvested and get that money moving. But how long have you been a member? I forgot to ask you that.
I joined in 2017. I bought my first house in 2018.
Okay. So in not quite in 6 years or so, you've amassed $625,000 of equity. That's a great job.
Give him a hand. 100 grand a year.
There are also 2 houses that are not on there that I already sold.
Okay. And you're in how many passive?
I'm in 2 passive.
2 passive investments on
So
top
how
of
much
that.
you make on the 2 that you already sold?
Made after all the bills were paid, taxes, everything else, about 60 grand on one and about 40,000 on another.
All right, so another 100 grand on top of that. 725 grand in 6 years.
And 2
Not bad.
passives. Yeah.
Plus cash flow.
Yeah.
All while making about $22 an hour. So If I could do it, buying a house here and there, over this time, you guys can do it.
Yeah.
Not hard.
Yeah. All right, so tell us a little bit how lifestyles is changing your life.
Well, I mean, one of the big changes, obviously, is that I am now technically retired, and I have this additional money coming in from the rentals. Had I not had lifestyles, there's no way that I could live off of my Social Security. It's just not enough money. One of the things that it's also helped me is to be able to help my family. And I'm involved with some charities. I've been able to help out some charities and just help out people, things like that. I don't have to worry so much about money anymore. I still pick up pennies, but I'm still, but yeah, I'll probably do that until I die. It's good exercise.
Okay.
But no, it's helped me tremendously be able to help out other people, and joining Lifestyles gave me a huge different perspective about what was possible. The house that I live in right now is the only house I've ever lived in where I was not a renter, and to go from that to come here and people say, oh, you could buy this and buy that. It was like, it just didn't make any sense. But one of the things I would highly advise to all of you, get around other people, keep coming to these meetings, come to the meetups, go to all the events that you can, because as you do, your vision will increase. And I never thought that I could be in multifamily. I thought that was something for rich people like Dell. And then all of a sudden, I got to a point where it's like, I've got several $100,000 in equity. I can do something with this. And I know Dell didn't go through the different ways about making money, but one of them is the equity capture. And most of us, we look at just, what am I going to get this month? And I did for the longest time, but I was doing I was refinancing during when the rates were low, and my lender says, you want to pull some cash out? I'm like, no, I got $100,000, $200,000 over here. There's no reason to pull it out. And he says, I suggest that you do. So I did. I did a cash out refi. I pulled out like $110,000. And that was weird because I'm used to having, maybe a couple of $1,000s in my account. And literally I found myself waking up in the middle of the night, getting the phone app or the app and looking at it. I'm like, how do I have $110,000 in there? Surely somebody's going to knock on my door and say, we made a mistake. That's our money. We want it back. But no, it's real money. There's so many different ways that you could make money with real estate, and that's something that I discounted for quite a long time. But now, you see how much equity they have. I mean, that's incredible. That's going to give them so many more options that you can do now that you have that equity there. And it sounds crazy, but you're buying these houses and you immediately have $40,000, $50,000 in equity. That's real money. It's real money.
Now, you've done a fantastic job. I want to take it back one step. What's the one thing you should have done? You said you were talking to your realtor, your mortgage broker. They said, do you want to take some cash out? And you said no. What's the thing you should have done before that? Talk to your mentor.
Oh,
Because we would have told you absolutely take that money out, take that debt equity out and get it working for you.
exactly. And since I've learned to do that,
You've grown it.
I'm definitely doing it more.
Yeah.
And one of the things I will tell you for especially new people, there's a different mindset from a working class person to a millionaire type class a mindset. It's totally different, and have some patience, because it's going to take a while for some of you to get there. It did for me. I've been investing in the market since I was in my 20s. I listened to all the people on the radio. It's like, do this and get in mutual funds, and by the time you're 65, you'll have $1.2 million. Guess what? I was in my mid-50s or so, and I had the 0.2. That was it. So I realized very quickly that I was not going to be able to retire. And I had invested well. I invested when the market went down during 9/11 and other things. I took advantage of that, but there was still no way that I was going to retire. And having invested for probably 30-something years in the market and made maybe about $200,000, and within just a few short years, I tripled that with real estate.
Yeah, I remember after a case study. Oh yeah, give him a big hand. That's great.
Hey, go back to the number, Sorrell, where his total portfolio, if you could. Go back. Oh, you've done it now, buddy.
Oh boy, I feel like you now, Dale. I can't walk the
Exactly
remote.
what I was thinking. You've got negative vibrations.
There we go. Nope. I don't know what I'm doing here.
Yeah.
It's making noises.
See, once you become real estate savvy, you forget technology completely.
I'm retired.
Okay, here comes the help. Here comes the technical help. They can take care of it.
What did we do?
But I remember after a
pushed the
case
wrong button
study.
somewhere.
Yeah, I remember after a case study, and I'm going to go back. And I was talking to Gordon one night, and he wasn't on stage that night or anything, but I want to go back to the numbers for Gordon. Yeah. No, the other one. Okay. Right there. Okay, thank
No, the
you.
numbers.
Okay, and so I was talking to Gordon one night,
We're
and
not at the numbers.
and Gordon
Next one.
said.
Where the whole portfolio. There we go. Thank you.
And Gordon said that, he just couldn't believe it. He now had the millionaire mindset. I think this was either shortly after you had retired from the job and you were thinking differently and everything was different. Your entire world had changed. And you were just talking about how you went from, it may not be your exact words, but you went from a working stiff to the millionaire mindset in a relatively short period of time. So, okay, Del, what do you have on this?
Well, exactly what you were saying, Sorrell, and Gordon, I want to shake your hand and tell you, man, that was congratulations. That's a great job. What I would like to ask you is, can you tell the people what it feels like to be the .2 guy? Which, by the way, for those of you who haven't done the math, that's $200,000, which is really fairly successful. You worked, you saved, you invested, got 200 grand. What does it feel like to do 700 grand? Because that's, there's another 100 grand, it's not on this sheet of paper here. And when did it kick into your mind that you really are only 3 deals away from, or 2 deals away from $1 million?
Well, in reality, I've actually kind of hit that already.
Did you? You hit the $1 million?
Yes. Now, it kind of fluctuates. I paid. Don't tell my family.
You can always tell what a person's for.
Don't tell my family.
man.
I got it.
Don't let anybody know. Right? They'll all show up tomorrow. People I don't even know will show up.
No, I was actually right at $1 million or a little bit over $1 million till, and I may be right now, just depending on if we reevaluate some of these houses or evaluate some of the houses. But I pay property taxes like $40-something thousand
Did
or
it blow
something.
your mind is what I'm trying to
Oh,
get to.
definitely.
You really, how many people here are brand new? How many people like to go over that hump and have $1 million? That first $1 million is the fun one, I tell you. It really is. It's the hard one, but it's the fun one. After that, it's like, yeah, I made another $1 million. Okay. So what do I do next month, right? But right now, that's the biggest thing. Congratulations. Give them a great big hand.
Okay.
Somebody take a picture. Somebody take a picture of this for the people that are going to be there this weekend that couldn't make it. Just take a picture of that right there if you could, somebody.
Got it?
Got it? Okay. Thank you.
Okay. So you've already touched a little bit on your goals, but your short-term goal and your long-term goal, just give us a brief for that.
Right now, I've got a couple of houses that I'm trying to sell. Once I sell them, I'm going to be able to capture a lot of that money. Can you go back to the numbers there? I want to show just, that. I just want to mention something about St. Lawrence right there. This was a house that, and I'm trying to sell this house. This is a house that we actually did a road trip on, and it was in such bad shape. I saw people walking by saying, I would not get into something like this.
Yeah.
These are seasoned people
Yeah.
that were looking at it, and they were just like, this is just way too much work.
And for those of you who are brand new, a road trip, once a month, we take some of the members out. We meet at a house that's owned by a member. In this case, Gordon already owned it. And we're showing the members, here's a house that's in some stage of rehab. And Gordon owned this house. I was there that day. And it was a scary looking house, even though the rehab had started. It was terrifying. But he's already done a case study. You go back and look at, I don't remember what month it was, but you can see the before and after pictures of that house, and it's unbelievable.
One thing that I will say about that house, I paid about 85, I'm going to round out the numbers, about $85,000 for this house. It's on 2 lots, and it's about 2,500 square foot. So what happened is I bought it for about 85, put about 85 repair into it, and now we're about to sell it for close to $400,000.
Which one? St. Lawrence?
St. Lawrence.
St. Lawrence. And I've already done a cash out refi on this one. I've already pulled out about 40,000. So probably have about $200,000 in equity in it right now.
Excellent. So even more than what's showing here.
Yes.
Great job.
Hey, guys, this is a really big point. This is a very big point he's making, but you're probably not catching it. Remember what I said up front? First, you have to believe it can actually happen. Then you have to believe you can do it. And then you have to believe you're not a dumbass, right? Well, the bottom line is like...
That's why I ask a lot of questions.
Hey, man, I did it, but I was a dumbass, right? I did it the wrong way. Real estate, by the way, the answer to your question was, real estate is very forgiving. Exactly. There's so much profit, and even if you don't do it exactly right, you can still make some money. It's got a lot of space for errors. You don't want to make those errors, right? The less errors you make, the more money you make. But what I think is important to you is that you see his maturation. Remember the maturity continuum of not believing to now he really believes. You follow me? That's very, very important on that. And to see that somebody in this room would have passed that deal up. We're there. Do you want this deal? And somebody goes, oh, that one's too ugly for me. And now he's making that kind of money on the deal. You follow me? So again, that's I believe it can be done, right? I kind of believe I can do it, but I don't think I'm good enough to do that one. You see the third thing I'm talking about? It's just not for me. That one's too hard for me. There is such a thing as it's too advanced for you. Does that make sense? But there really is no such thing as too hard because you're not doing the work yourself. Do you follow me? You're doing the numbers, you're hiring a guy, and you're sending him in there to do the work. So it's not too hard for you. It may be advanced. But if you hang close to Sorrell, you hang close to your mentor, they're going to get you through it. You follow me? All right, let's give him a great big hand. Great job. Thank you. You got one?
Just want to point out one quick thing, too. You found this through which realtor here?
Through Jennifer McCormick.
Jennifer McCormick. I don't know if Jennifer's in the room. Jennifer's over there. And I just want to touch base on the Lifestyles Realty team. These people are phenomenal. Dale mentioned earlier, we find them, meaning Lifestyles Realty. His companies find the properties. Jennifer McCormick is one of the best. And Jeff's back here, he can give you the exact numbers, but there's something like 45,000 realtors in the greater Houston area. Moon Kim is the #1 realtor. Jennifer McCormick has been in the top 25 for how many years, Jeff? 7 years. And so these are the kind of people that are bringing these types of properties to our membership. So work with those Lifestyles Realtors. We got time for just a couple of questions. We're a little over now, so I see one hand here.
Yeah, for those 2 houses that you have up for sale, do you still have renters in them while it's for
No, they're ones actually, because we're trying to get a little bit more money out of the houses than we would normally get during the rehab. We're doing a little bit more of a mini rehab on each house so we can get a higher end.
Bring it up to standards for an owner-occupant. Okay. I think that's all the time for questions because we're running a little behind. So thank you, Gordon, very much, and congratulations on all your success.